Hi guys, my name is Shan-Tia. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new here, welcome. Like I said, my name is Shan-Tia. If you've been watching my videos and you have been subscribed, then welcome back. It's time. Welcome to episode 1 of my women's self-defense series. I'm beyond excited about this. I've wanted to do this for so long, and I'm so glad that you are here to join me and be a part of this experience, and I promise you will have some fun. As everyone knows, sex trafficking is a major issue in the world, and right now in Seattle it is at an all-time high. While we can't completely eliminate this issue, I want to give women at least some comfort and confidence when they go out and about, when they're by themselves, or just any scenario, so that they don't have to feel like there's a big target on their back. I am a second-degree black belt in Tae Kwon Do. I studied for 11 years and I taught for 5 years. And I want to share with you a little bit as to why I got started, why I got into it, how I got into it, and all that jazz. My family went through a really nasty domestic violence divorce. My mom was married to a man for about 9 or 10 years before she left. They had 2 kids, my younger brother and sister. It was really bad. It was really unhealthy. There was fighting, there was yelling, and she got to a point where she realized how unsafe it was and feared for the safety of herself and her life and for us as her children in our lives. So she made a decision at 4 o'clock in the morning to grab everything that we had that we could while he was at work, and we left. And growing up in that environment, I made a promise to myself that 1, I wasn't gonna allow myself to let someone overpower me, let someone have a hold over me. And it's really hard with women to be in those situations. You often hear, why don't you leave? Why don't you just break up with him? This, and that, but it's really not that simple. There's so much psychological abuse that it conditions you and it trains you to believe that you can't leave for whatever reason, nor can you defend yourself. Experiencing a family dynamic with a male in that regard really stuck with me, and I will not be the person that continues that cycle. So without further ado, this is going to be a weekly series on my channel where I show you guys basic mechanics of self-defense. I'm gonna start super basic so everyone's on the same page no matter what level, however much training, if you've had any training, if you haven't had any training. I'm gonna start on ground zero. Throughout these next few weeks, I will show you guys a little more advanced techniques. Disclaimer, this is not a Tae Kwon Do class, this is not a martial arts class, this is solely just basic self-defense that anybody can do, and honestly everyone should know. My ultimate goal over the next few weeks is to eventually be able to do a class. COVID being a thing, it'll likely be a virtual class and eventually get to the point where I can do an in-person class so I can actually work one-on-one. I can help you with the little details of all of your mechanics. So please make sure you are subscribed. I will also be leaving clips on my Instagram, on my IGTV, so make sure you're following that. I will have my socials down below. Please make sure to like this video and share it with a woman in your life so that she can also learn these skills and feel more confident in herself to protect herself. So without further ado, let's get started. Humans innately have a fight or flight response, and that often gets us in trouble when we encounter someone attacking us and there's no strategy. Part of effectively defending yourself comes from calming yourself down, analyzing your scenario, analyzing important details about the size of the person attacking you. They have a weapon. What is their intent? Are they coming to steal something? Are they coming to harm you? Are they coming to kidnap you? As unfortunate as that is a reality that you will have to figure out. There's a lot to process, and that often bombards us. It prevents us from thinking clearly so we can effectively defend ourselves or get to wherever we need to safely. So before I show you any techniques, first and foremost, you have to calm yourself down. If someone's coming at you really fast, or if someone's coming at you from behind, no matter what the method of attack is, you have to stay calm. Otherwise, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. Bottom line. Let's say you're at a bar with your friends, or you're at a club, or just out and about somewhere, and someone comes up to you and they're very persistent and you don't want to engage, but they keep persisting. What do? You have to try to resolve the situation verbally. If you can't resolve it verbally, do not be the first to attack. At that point, it is assault for really no reason. Once they put their hands on you, it is now defense. They have now entered your space, they have now touched you without your permission and are trying to carry out whatever their intent is. that is when you need to figure out what your next steps are. So for this video, like I said, I'm gonna start at ground zero, the very basics. First, I'm gonna show you how to properly execute a punch. It sounds kind of silly. You may think you know how to throw a punch. You know how to hit something, but do you know how to effectively throw a punch? If you said yes, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But most people that believe that they know how to are doing it wrong. And yes, there is a way to properly punch. First, we're gonna start with our fist. So do this with me. Lay out your hand. You're gonna curl your first knuckle, bend it over, and your thumb is gonna go right on top. It should look like this. A lot of people tend to do this, or this, or this. All of these different types of fists that people tend to do will break your fingers. If you don't know, quite a bit of force goes into punching something, hitting something, anything. You have to use force. So if you're hitting something hard and you're holding your hand wrong, you're gonna break your thumb first off, and you're not gonna do it effectively. You're not gonna execute your goal. So first knuckle, second knuckle, cross your thumb over, and it should touch your second or third finger, however long your thumb is. Next step, where on your hand are you hitting? Again, you may think you know, and if you know, great, you are already ahead of the game. But for those who don't know, you're not hitting with all four of these knuckles. You're not hitting down here, you're not hitting here. Your punch really is only between these two knuckles. This is gonna be the most effective spot to hit your target. Again, the way that you execute your punch is going to determine how effective it's going to be. If you're punching with this flat, you're not gonna do a whole lot. That's not gonna do anything but deliver some force. If you're hitting down here, or if you're hitting like this, if you're hitting like that or like that, you're gonna break a knuckle. You're gonna break your hand. You could possibly break your wrist. Most people that break their hands punching someone in the face is because they're punching wrong. So when you hit something, this is such an awkward angle. So when you hit something, your target, you need to be hitting with these two knuckles for it to be an effective punch. Again, proper form for your fist, first two knuckles. The next part of it comes from where you're punching from. From head to toe, it all counts. It all goes into it. A punch is not from your arm. You're not punching from your arm. You're punching from your whole body. Let's go back to that scenario of being in a bar, being in a club, being out and about with whoever, and someone approaches you and you've gone through the verbal resolution. That didn't work. They've now introduced the physical aspect. They've now touched you. They've now grabbed you. What do you do now? Now you know how to actually form your fist. How do you do it effectively? In Tae Kwon Do, in any martial arts, you protect your head. That's where everything is. So I'm going to show you what the technique for punching is in Tae Kwon Do. Whatever hand is your dominant hand, that's going to be your punching hand. For me, it's my right hand. The non-dominant hand is going to stay up here by your head. Proper form, proper way of holding your fist. I don't want to see this, I don't want to see this, and I definitely do not want to see this. Your thumbs go here. You're going to turn them inward. Your knuckles should be right at your temple, right about where your eyebrow is. This stays here. You're not going to be out here. This doesn't do anything. Your whole body's exposed. Your whole body's open. You want to be here. Keeping your arms here keeps you in a little box. It keeps you in a little ring of protection that you can use to block certain attacks, to block certain hits. Keep them here. Don't lower them. Don't get relaxed. Don't just have your hands here. I don't want them way up here. This, I don't know why people do this, but they do it. It's weird. Keep your elbows in. Keep your hands down by your eyes, by your temples, and stay focused. When you're delivering a punch, we're here, right? When you're delivering a punch, your hand's not just gonna go out. You don't just go in and out. That's not gonna do anything. You can't do anything effectively if you're just going straight in and out. That's gonna make you land your hit in the wrong spot if you're just going in and out. What you want to do is you want to twist. Your power comes from, it connects from your... I totally flopped on this. I originally said that your right hand connects to your left foot and your left hand connects to your right foot. That's backwards. When you're punching, you should use your whole right side of your body when you're punching with your right hand, and your whole left side of your body when you're punching with your left hand. So instead of going straight up like that, you're not doing anything. What I want you to do is you keep your hand here. Like I said, keep this hand right by your eye and don't let it drop. This hand can come into use and it needs to always be ready. But your delivering hand, you're gonna twist and rotate your arm. Does that make sense? But I'll show you from the front. Hand stays here, it does not move. This hand, instead of coming out like that, you're gonna rotate it. So so that these are your focus. So when I don't have a target, so I'm using my hand. Instead of coming here, you rotate it. When you're not rotating this arm, you're gonna land right on your knuckle, right on this area of your fingers here, or you can land here. Everything plays into everything, and it's all connected, and it all has to work in order for it to, again, be effective. So starting from what we know so far, proper fist, first knuckle, bend over, thumb goes on the second finger. Non-dominant hand, for me it's my left hand. Elbow stays in. It needs to be right here. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but you gotta get used to that because that's where it's gonna be the most effective. That's where it's actually gonna be able to do its job. Hand here, don't move it, keep it right there. I'm not moving my lower body right now, so it's gonna look kind of awkward, but just stay with me. Hand here, you're gonna rotate. Your body should move. Your body should twist. If you're standing like this and you're doing anything, trying to do something like that, it's not gonna get you anywhere. You're not doing anything. Where at this point, you're just expending energy that's not going anywhere. If you have to do it in the mirror, twist it so that your hand lands right in the middle. Because when you do it like that, you'll see how awkward that looks. You shouldn't look like that, nor should you look like this. Twist it and have your knuckles out. The next part comes from down here. So again, I'm keeping my legs firm. I'm not moving them just yet. I'm not involving my legs just yet. But just from what we know, from our proper fist form, when I'm twisting, when I do an effective punch, my body, my torso moves. When you do it straight, there's no twist. You're not moving. But when I'm doing it right, my body twists. You need to twist. When you're not doing your punch effectively, when you're just punching straight out and there's no twist to your body, there's no movement in the rest of your body, and you're just using your hand, your power is only coming from your arm. And like I said, your power comes from your whole body. You need to involve your whole body in this hit for it to do what you need it to do. So let's do it together. Hands are up, hands are right by your eyes. You got the proper fist form, and let's just stay flat-footed. Don't move your feet, don't use your legs, just keep them nice and firm, and twist. Do a couple of these until it feels more natural. At any point during this series, if you have questions or if you want to ask me something or even work one-on-one, please make sure you message me, and I would be glad to answer whatever questions and help you for however long until you get it right. Now we're gonna move on to our feet. Even though you're hitting with your hands, all of your power, as it comes from all your body, starts with your feet. When you're trying to deliver an effective punch, I don't want to see you flat-footed. I don't want to see your feet be wide or too narrow. They need to be shoulder width apart. Whichever side your power arm is, the opposite leg should be in front. So for me, my right hand is my power hand. I'm gonna put my left foot forward, and I'm gonna put my right foot back. Your foot should not be as an L. They shouldn't be both facing the same direction. Your non-dominant foot, whichever one is in front, is gonna face your target. It's gonna face your opponent. Your opposite foot is gonna go directly back and to the side. So to help this, start with your feet right next to each other, set them apart, shoulder width apart. Your non-dominant foot is gonna come forward just a smidge. I'll show you from the side. Shoulder width apart, non-dominant foot comes ever so slightly forward. Your back leg comes back here. You're not gonna be facing as an L. It shouldn't come together like this. It's gonna stand at about a 45-degree angle and back. You should not be on your heels. You should not be on the flat of your foot. And I keep saying this word, but to effectively deliver your punch, you need to be on the balls of your feet. In all of martial arts training, karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, all of it, you stay on the balls of your feet. Why? Because when you're flat-footed, when you're standing flat-footed or on your heels, or your weight's not distributed properly on your foot, it keeps you stuck. It doesn't allow you to move however you need to move. If your opponent or your target is moving around and you're flat-footed, it's gonna take you a few extra seconds to position yourself to be where you need to be so that you're squared up with that person, with your target. When you're on the balls of your feet, you're able to move around a little easier. You're able to get to where you need to be easier. It keeps you in a ready position to move wherever you need to move, whenever you need to move. In our stance, we're not here, but we're here. So if I need to, I can get wherever I need to versus it takes me a few extra seconds versus just slide and I'm ready. I can do what I need to do. I can turn, I can slide, I can step forward, but here, You can't do all of that as easily, especially if you've got shoes on. Starting with our hands being where they need to be, the proper fist form, we're twisting our body when we're punching. Whatever foot is in front should be your non-dominant foot. Like I said, the back foot, the reason you have your non-dominant foot in the front and your dominant foot in the back, it mirrors your hands. Your dominant hand should be the one that's hitting. Your non-dominant is gonna be the one that's blocking, protecting, whatever it needs to be doing. When you deliver that punch, this is where the twisting of your torso comes back into play. When I'm hitting my target, this back foot is gonna pivot. It's gonna turn. All of your power starts in your foot. If I'm doing any kind of punch, standing here, flat-footed, not on the balls of my feet, not using my feet, I'm gonna get tired and I'm not gonna be able to do what I need to do. I'm gonna get stuck and my punch isn't gonna be as forceful as I need it to be. It's not gonna be as effective as I need it to be. So up on the balls of your feet, hands in position, twisting your torso and your arm, you're gonna come up almost onto your big toe. Not on your toe, but you know, kind of here. Balls of your feet, hands in position, proper fist form, twisting your body and twisting your feet. Twisting your body and twisting your feet. Now that we've broken down each level, putting it all together, your power arm, the twisting of your torso, and the twisting of your feet all move as one for a punch to be delivered properly. So starting here, hands by your temples. These hands do not move. Your elbows are not out here. They're not in like this. Your hands are not like this. Please do not do this. Your hands are to the side. Elbows are tucked in. It's protecting your head, your chest, and your rib cage. Proper hand form, already went over that. On the balls of your feet, twisting your foot, your torso, and your arm all go into play to delivering an effective punch. I hope everything made sense. I hope you guys learned something. Like I said before, if you have any questions, if you want an actual one-on-one, please message me and I would be more than happy to do so. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube as well as following my Instagram. Be sure to also have my notifications on so that you get alerts for when I upload videos. I don't have a specific day that I'm doing them just yet. So make sure you're doing all of that so you are aware when the next video drops next week. I really hope you guys learned something. I know I said I'm gonna start off super basic, but it is so imperative to doing anything. Any martial artist you've seen, any of the spin kicks, any of the fights, anything that you've seen from advanced fighters, advanced martial artists, comes from perfected basics. So while you may think you know how to deliver a punch, well, maybe you already knew all of this and this was possibly just a refresher. They're incredibly important to perfect the basics. Otherwise, the rest of it doesn't exist. The rest of it will never come if you can't get muscle memory perfected on the basics. So when you're focused on more advanced techniques, more advanced moves, you also don't have to be worrying about, are my hands where they need to be? Am I twisting my torso? Am I twisting my foot? Am I on the balls of my feet? That all just comes like that. It's all muscle memory. So please make sure you practice this. If you're gonna follow along with this series, I really recommend that you do. Make sure you're practicing this. Practice in a mirror, practice with a friend. Watch this video with a friend and practice with them so you can deliver an effective punch. If you don't watch any of the other videos, at least you know how to protect yourself and land a hit right where you need to every single time. That annoying guy comes from the bar, that annoying guy at the club keeps coming up to you and eventually decides to put his hands on you, you got him, girl. Reinstating the disclaimer, self-defense is exactly what it is. It's defense. It is not meant to be used offensive. It is not meant for you to go around punching people in the face, for you to go using whatever skill whenever you get upset or in situations that no one came at you, no one attacked you first. It is assault if you are doing it with no defense purpose. You are only to use this knowledge if you are in a situation where you need to physically defend yourself after verbally trying to resolve the solution does not work. That is going to conclude episode 1 of my women's self-defense series. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, then so what? You get to practice again. Like I said, make sure you're following my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube, make sure you have my notifications on so you get alerted when I upload next week's video. I will also be announcing when I'm uploading my videos on my Instagram, so make sure that you're following that. All of my socials are down below. Again, please, if you have any questions, if you want to work on something, please message me on Instagram and I would be more than happy to help out. I would be more than happy to work with you. I'm so excited for the rest of this series, and I hope you are too. Please stay safe out there. Please make sure that you are wearing your mask, your hand sanitizer, your goggles, headwear, all of the jazz you need for COVID. And please keep yourself safe when you are out and about. It is really hard to hear and see the news about how many women, how many people in general are missing or have been attacked or killed or raped from horrible situations. And that is exactly why I'm here. That's exactly why I'm doing this series. I want to try to bring those numbers down so that more women and more people in general feel confident in defending themselves. I hope you guys have a great and blessed night. Know that you are loved so wholeheartedly by God. He loves you. He's protecting you. He's watching over you. I hope you guys have a great afternoon, morning, or night whenever you decide to watch this. I will see you guys all in next week's video on how to defend yourself like a badass.